both up here with me to present you a certificate. There you are. No, there you are, sir. That is for y'all. Again, two very amazing spellers, and these two have a bright F-U-T-U-R-E future ahead of them. So we're lucky to have them. Congrats to y'all. Thank you.
Can I ask y'all what your last words were?
Very good.
What was your last word? What was one of the words?
You can just pick one. That'll be the last one.
I can't remember. One of my words was Amazon.
Okay.
We're
Good
very
job.
proud of both of you. Thank you so much.
Next, we have Miss Janet Ord. If you want to talk about one of the most humble people you will ever meet, she is at the very top of the list. She has been here in Hoover, been at Hoover High School for more than 20 years, and she recently won the Outstanding High School Science Teacher Award. This is the state version of the National Science Teachers Association Award. She is very humble, and for her, she would love to see this just continue to be a building block for other teachers of her caliber across our district and state to continue to get the recognition that they deserve for all the tremendous things they do inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So Ms. Ort, we'd love to have you step forward here. That is for you, absolutely.
Ms. Ort, Janet, I've said it before, but I think you were one of the first teachers I visited your classroom at Hoover High School. And I think I had a rare snake that wound up being some kind of state record. We had released the snake, of course, on some property south of here. But the grants you've gotten for our district, for the school, for the children, the birdhouses you put up on the property out there, the pollinator area, talking to our legislators and the funding that you secure is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. It takes the support of the board and of our administrators and to work with good people to be able to think beyond just the necessary every day. And that's really fun to be in a place where you can do that. And not, I think Dr. Dodson once said, I didn't just think out of the box. I kind of kicked the box around in the yard. And I like that. It's fun. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Ord, for all you do and all you continue to do to make Hoover City Schools proud. So thank you very much. Next young lady we have is Miss Taylor Ingram. She is a sophomore at Spain Park High School, and she recently won a gold key from the Scholastic Arts and Writing Awards, and that secured her a nomination for the American Voices Award. This was done because of her poem called Broken Glass. And when I had the chance to speak with this young lady a few weeks ago, the focus of her poem was the fact of people being shunned from a religion just based on who they are, which was something she did not approve of. And she is just a tremendous writer. She has always been an observer, but that has just been part of the reason that she is just such a good writer. And she will find out later this month if she is a national medalist. So Miss Taylor Ingram, if I could have you come forward, please. Present this to you. It is such an honor to have you here with us, and we're so glad that you are a part of our district and you continue to make us proud, and we know that you will continue to do great things. So thank you so much, and it was a tremendous piece that you wrote. Very, very good.
Congratulations. Thank you. Would you like to say something? Would you like to talk? Okay, thanks
Would
again.
you,
Good luck.
Miss Ingram, would you mind sending us your poem?
Yeah.
So that we can
I'd
read
love
it?
to see it.
Would you email it to us? I would love to read it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we will move on to the athletics part of the recognition. As many of y'all know, the Hoover boys basketball team had a tremendous season this year. They made it to the Elite Eight, a team that had 6 great seniors on that team. And tonight we are joined by head coach Scott Ware and DJ Fairley. So if I could have y'all step forward to the podium, please. On behalf of all of us, this was a tremendous season for y'all. I'd love to give that to y'all. What a tremendous season y'all had, and I know y'all are just going to keep building and getting better and better for the future. So y'all keep it up. We are very proud of you. We are very proud of you.
No,
Y'all
but
like
we
to
are
s-
proud. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
And your sports.
There's been a tradition of basketball here in Hoover City Schools this season. We also have members of the Spain Park Boys basketball team. They made it to the Final Four, a team that was highlighted by 8 tremendous seniors. And tonight we have head coach Chris Latch and J.R. Lambert to represent the team. So if I could have y'all step forward, please. JR and Coach, thank you so much for being here. It was a very exciting game back and forth. I know y'all fought very hard to the end, and we are always, you continue to make us proud, and we know y'all are just going to keep building and keep making that program what it is. So we are very proud of y'all. Love to present this, just a small token of our appreciation for all you've done for us. Awesome.
Thank
Would like
you.
to say anything, please, the floor is yours.
It's an honor to represent Hoover City Schools and the support that we have here from you guys and from our administration. And I've been coaching a long time, but I appreciate the opportunity to do it here. We've got outstanding kids in our program and outstanding support from our administration, faculty, and parents. And it's just an honor to be here, and we appreciate your recognition tonight.
Coach,
Yes,
because I was there in the end zone watching and back and forth. The sportsmanship by the team, by you, was amazing. And I'm a long-term high school official, not really basketball, but it is hard to keep you as a coach to keep in the game, let the last play go, and you certainly did that. The team stayed a team, and I didn't see any unsportsmanlike conduct. That's hard to do, even though it might not be blatant, just to notice that your team was a team. Thank you.
Thank you. And I appreciate you recognizing that. And I'm really proud of the young men that we have. And basketball is going to stop at some point, but the men that they are is what we're focusing on. And I'm really proud of this group.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, if you go on Twitter, you've probably seen over the past few months something called the Reclamation Tour. This has been just one of the themes of the Hoover girls basketball team. And last week, they captured their 7th state championship. That banner is running out of space, and we are so proud. That's a good problem to have. So we would love to have Coach Crystal Johnson and Miss Jada Knight to please step forward. Coach, a tremendous season, just another one for the books. And like we said, we love seeing that banner continue to fill up. So that's a good problem to have. So on behalf of us, just a small token of the tremendous season, a very, very great season on behalf of y'all. We are just so proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If your floor is yours, if you'd like to say anything.
Yes, I'd just like to thank y'all for your continued support over the years. It was a long road to our 7th championship, but we couldn't do it without your support. Thank you for all the tweets supporting us and retweets and everything else, just all the recognition. I was a student at Hoover, so this has always been a very supportive board, and I just appreciate y'all for that.
Amazing run, amazing championship.
Thank you.
So today kicked off National School Breakfast Week. I know we have a tremendous CNP staff across Hoover City Schools, and if I could have Miss Melinda Bonner come forward. We have a proclamation we would like to present to you. I'm going to read it aloud for everyone. Whereas the school breakfast program has served our nation admirably since it was permanently established in 1975, and Hoover City Schools' child nutrition program has served thousands of students since its inception. Whereas the school breakfast program is dedicated to the health and well-being of our nation's children. And Hoover City Schools' team of child nutrition program workers is committed to ensuring that students have the nutrients they need to succeed. Whereas we know the important role nutrition plays in the life of a student, both physically and mentally, whereas there is evidence of continued need for nutrition education and awareness of the value of school nutrition programs. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Hoover Board of Education does hereby proclaim the week of March 8th to the 12th, 2021 as National School Breakfast Week. As for you.
Thank you. This year's theme is Score Big. And so we, in the cafeterias, are making some fun things to do every morning and encourage the students to fuel their bodies and their minds. So if I can just remind everyone that if they come to the cafeterias, breakfast is free and lunch is free to all students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the last item that we have for the recognitions portion, yesterday marked the very beginning of National School Social Work Week. And I would just like to read a statement about just the tremendous things that social workers do, if I may. So, especially during the pandemic, many children have experienced events in their lives that cause them to struggle in the classroom. And social workers are trained mental health professionals that can assist students with their social and emotional needs and provide support to the student and their families. And school social workers work with a variety of students who have behavioral, emotional, and developmental challenges. They help children with learning disabilities, teens with substance abuse, and those who have lived through a traumatic experience. In addition to this, social workers are a liaison between the students, teachers, and families at home. And we are lucky to have 8 employees who work in a social work capacity here in Hoover City Schools. And we just have a select few of them. We're lucky and honored to have you here with us. We have Catherine Stewart, Jennifer McCombs, Leanna Hurst, and Meredith Stutz. And I would like to present a proclamation to Ms. Candace Van Wanderham. And I'm going to read that proclamation aloud. Whereas school social workers in Hoover City Schools serve as vital members of the educational team, playing a central role in creating a positive school environment and facilitating partnership among a student's home, school, and community to ensure academic success. Whereas school social workers are skilled in providing services to students who face serious challenges to school success, including poverty, disability, discrimination, abuse, addiction, bullying, and the dosers of parents or the loss of a loved one and other barriers to learning. Whereas there is a growing need to address students' emotional, physical, and environmental needs so they can achieve academic success. Whereas school social workers have expertise in many areas such as mental health intervention, human growth and behavior, how family dynamics affect student achievement, child abuse, neglect, chemical health, and community resources. Whereas the celebration of School Social Work Week during the week of March 7th to the 13th of 2021 highlights the vital role school social workers play in the lives of students and their families in Hoover City Schools. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hoover Board of Education does hereby proclaim the week of March 7th to the 13th as National School Social Work Week. Candace, we'd love to present this to you, and you have a tremendous team, and we are so honored to have you. So thank you very much for all you all do.
Thank you. I am not a school social worker, but I am pleased to work and been raised by many. And I just want to thank you guys because their tenacity is boundless when it comes to removing barriers for our kids and our families. Jennifer, did you want to say anything? You're the senior member of this team.
No, I really just want to thank each of you. When I first started here in 2002, I was one of 3 at that point, and now we've grown to 8. And so because of the growth of our team, we're able to really help more kids. And we're not as stretched as thin as we once were. And we're really able to delve into the lives and maintain and follow these kids. We follow kids from K through 12, so we know families really well and can encourage them and just show them how much we care and the importance of taking care of themselves and their children. So thank you for the support that you give us. Candace is a wonderful supervisor and supports us as well. And I just want to say thank you for that, recognizing the importance of that.
Thank you. Thank all of you for what you do.
And if we could just give one more round of applause to all the tremendous folks we had recognized tonight. I know a lot of them are in the lobby right now. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much, and that will conclude it for recognitions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we are moving to public comment. If there's anyone that would like to speak at this time, please state your name, the topic on which you're speaking, and please be reminded of good name and character. Individual student discipline matters may not be addressed, and you have 3 minutes, Ms. Shaw.
Hi. I just want to make sure that all of you are aware of our parent university that we're going to host online with Ms. Van Wanderham, all her people that she just recognized. We're doing this with student services. This is Trends in Juvenile Drug Use and Mental Health. There will be a panel, and it is next Thursday at noon. The foundation has this posted on our social media, and we would love for all of you to make a note of it. We have several who are already registering. You can also register by looking at the Hoover City Schools Foundation the Hoover City Schools social media, including the foundation social media. You'll receive a link, and that will be how you'll participate. And we appreciate the support of the board always, and we're excited to put this program together for next Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thursday, March the 18th. Also, the principals have been sending this out in their e-news. So it is something all the schools are aware of as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any others? Mr. McClinton?
Hey there, I'm Steve McClinton. I'm with the Hoover City Council. As you know, I serve on the Education Committee, and we have already been accepting public applications for Board of Education membership. It will last until March 26th, until 5 p.m., and it is on an email format. You can fill it out online. So all applicants are welcome to apply. And then in early April, we will have the sessions where we'll have it on YouTube at City Council Chambers. That's open to the public as well. And then hopefully by, I believe, April 19th at our City Council meeting, we will have a decision made. And at 4 o'clock that day, we'll have an open meeting of the public where the Education Committee will make a recommendation to the council. Any questions?
No, but appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public comment? Okay, thank you. Moving on. Now before you have the consent agenda, I need a motion to approve. A second?
Second.
Anybody have any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Consent agenda has passed. Dr. Simmons.
Right. Ms. McKay is coming forward for the business actions.
So board members, this evening, I would just like to share with you cash disbursements for January 2021, $5,080,630.29. Payroll for February 2021, $8,411,499.43. The monthly financial statements I will discuss for January FY21. Included in your packet this evening is the summary and general purpose financial statements for the month ended January 31, 2021. For the month ended January 31, 2021, 58% of our fiscal year budget revenue has been received. This month, you can see the large increase in our cash and local revenue is due to ad valorem receipts. Historically, Hoover City Schools has received the majority of the revenue generated from these taxes October through March, with a notable drop in collections the remainder of the year. The results of operations represent 4 months of activity. Accordingly, we would anticipate having spent approximately 33% of the budget for recurring expenditures. At this time, general fund expenditures are 31% of the budget. For the 4 months of activity, the current month's reserve is 10.4. In January, we made capital payments on the classroom addition at Berry Middle School and continuing HVAC project, and we purchased regular ed buses to replace those no longer funded by the state. So we did purchase 12 buses with our advancement in technology money. Special revenue fund expenditures for 4 months of activity were $6 million, or 28% of the budget. Thank you.
I recommend that you approve the business action items.
Board, I need a motion to approve the business action items. A second? Any questions for Ms. McKay? All in favor? Any opposed? Business action items are approved. Dr. Simmons?
Okay, Ms. McKay, would you like to talk, would you please talk about the district-wide flooring bids?
I am recommending the district-wide flooring bid be awarded to the lowest responsible bidder, Bryan's Flooring and Design, with a base bid of $164,446.50. This bid amount is well within the funds set aside from our advancement in technology budget. There were 10 invitations to bid extended, 5 attended the pre-bid conference, and 3 responses were received. This bid is for a period of 3 years with a 1% increase each year. And you can refer to the tabulation sheet.
I recommend that the district-wide flooring bid be approved.
Board, I need a motion to approve the district-wide flooring bid. A second? Any questions for Ms. McKay?
You said there were 3. I don't see
3 responses were received. Oh, I may have had just 2 then. Go ahead, Matt, speak up.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? I know.
Is that odd? Matt, these bids seem real far apart. They seem real far apart.
They do. I did verify with Brian Ford the pricing. It came down to, honestly, I think Covington didn't really want to work. They're already overloaded with work as it is. And Brian Ford has historically done most of the work for Hoover. I think they had a true understanding of what kind of products they could provide us and the price points we needed. I'm comfortable.
So we're comfortable that they.
Very comfortable. Brian Ford has done a lot of work for the school district already.
Yeah, okay, it just.
Yeah, very, very wide.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Dr. Simmons.
Next on the agenda is fiscal year 2020 financial review with the auditors.
I'd like to introduce Andrew Waits with Carr, Riggs and Ingram. He's going to talk to you a little bit about the financial statements that he presented for fiscal year 20, which is September 30, 2020.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say that the opinion that we're issuing on the financial statements is an unmodified opinion. That's the clean opinion, so that's certainly the one that you would expect and want to receive. And there's a lot of thanks to go out to Michelle and her team, because even in a normal year, not with the pandemic, an audit is very disruptive to your schedule of your normal day. So a lot of thanks to her and her team for getting this done, and a lot of very good job. So if you turn to page 10, there's just a couple things that I would like to talk to you about. It's kind of a double-faced page here. So if you look at the bottom of the right page, $7,146,000. That's the net income for all the governmental funds during the year. So that's an excess of revenues over expenditures. Now that's mainly due to a decrease in expenditures during the year, partially due to COVID. A lot of it was also due to capital outlay decreases due to timing of projects. And as well, there was also an increase of $6 million approximately due to state and federal revenues. Now I'll talk a little bit more about the federal revenues in a little bit. If you flip to page 54, federal revenues increased compared to 2019 about $1.5 million. Now the federal expenditures increased about, what was that, about 2.9 million. So as you know, there's a federal compliance audit that we're required to do every single year, and that's a single audit. So that's basically a compliance audit over the federal award money. So there was normally one single audit that's done every year, but this year there was 3. And that was just because of COVID. There was $2.9 million worth of revenue and expenditures that had to be audited this year. So there was just a whole lot of extra work this year. Michelle and her team did an excellent job handling all that. So good thanks to her on that as well. That is about it. There's no other than COVID. That was basically the most significant thing during the year, as you're very well aware. So unless you have any other questions, that's all I have.
Any questions from the board? Thank you so much. That was
Welcome.
easy.
Yeah. Mr. Wilson provided the board with a capital outlay update. He is here if you have any questions.
Mr. Wilson, where are we with renovation? Let's see, Bluff Park Elementary, the raising of the building, we're through, the project's moved on. Could you?
The Bluff Park Elementary School, the demolition has been completed. They reached substantial completion this past Friday. We're already meeting with Battle Miller tomorrow for a pre-job meeting, and they start putting the construction fences up on that project. It's a lot smaller area that they're encompassing, and they do that on Wednesday. So
We're getting 8 classrooms there?
no. This is just the renovation of the old schoolhouse.
Yeah, but long-term, eventually, what we've done away, we've demolished the buildings.
Mhm.
We're taking care of the old school.
That's correct.
And then the long-term plan is to eventually put classrooms there.
That's right. Yeah. And we haven't really discussed that too much, other than I have gotten some initial cost estimates on an 8 to 10 classroom addition. And we're looking at about $4.5 million to do that. Have not identified an architect at this point. Just waiting for some direction from the board on that.
I did notice, I think the drone picture, that the trees were taken care of, the silt fences around them, and that's huge. There's some beautiful trees out there, 2 or 3 that were preserved, and thank you. You could tell it was a labor, I'm sure, to take care of those trees. They were kind of in the way, but they were taken.
They were in the way. We just had to protect them, and it went well. We didn't lose any trees other than the ones that were specified to be removed with the demolition. But the overall site is very attractive now. I mean, it looks very nice up there if you haven't seen it already.
I'll go by and look. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. The last thing is just to remind everyone that the deadline to submit a transfer application online is April 15th. As of today, we have 250 employee out of district applications, 100 employee student transfers, 45 desegregation transfers, and 10 hardship transfers. But just would like to remind the public, April the 15th is the deadline. That ends the superintendent's report.
Thank you. I will let everyone know, excuse me, we are still working through applicants for superintendent search, and we are doing our due diligence and taking our time picking the right person for the position. So at this time, we do not have a specific date on when we will name a superintendent, but I did want to at least acknowledge that we are still working on that. So appreciate everyone's patience. Our next board meeting will be April the 12th at 5:30. Dr. Simmons?
At this time, I request that the board consider voting to go into executive session to consider a matter that is properly viewed as confidential under the Alabama Meetings Act, namely to discuss the good name and character of individuals. President Ballman, it would be appropriate for you to entertain a motion at this time that the board enters an executive session.
Thank you. Board, I need a motion to approve an executive session for good name and character and pending litigation.
So moved.
A second? Ms. Netterville, will you call roll? Yes.
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 Thank you. Motion is passed. Is there any other questions or comments from the board?
Just comment that March is National Women's History Month. And that if you get a chance to partake in any events locally or watch something, be sure to celebrate our women.
Thank you, Mr. Kendrick. Yes. Anything else? All right, we are adjourned. Look at that,
Set the record every time.
32 minutes.
I couldn't do it.